Okay, so let me ask you something. You know that password you type in every time you turn on your laptop? The one with the capital letter, the number, and that little exclamation point because the website made you? How long would it actually take the police to crack that if they really wanted to get into your computer? Like, are we talking hours, days, years? And here's the part that's bothering me. Why does everyone act like a strong password is some kind of digital fortress when we also keep hearing stories about people getting their stuff accessed anyway? Here's why this actually matters. Right now, there are probably files on your computer you'd rather keep private. Maybe it's just embarrassing photos or your tax returns or whatever, and you're trusting that password to keep them safe. People get their laptops stolen, devices get seized, computers get handed off to repair shops, and in all those situations, you're kind of assuming that password is doing something, right? But what if it's not doing what you think it's doing? Let me walk you through what actually happens when someone tries to access your computer. Let's say the police get your laptop as part of an investigation. They turn it on, they see your login screen, they don't know your password. So what happens next? Here's the weird part. In a lot of cases, they don't even need your password. And this is where my brain started breaking because, wait, isn't that the whole point of having a password? But here's the thing. Your login password, the thing you type in when you start your computer, it's really just checking if you're allowed to use the operating system. It's like a bouncer at a club. But your actual files, the stuff on your hard drive, those are just sitting there, unprotected. If someone has physical access to your laptop, they can often just pull out the hard drive, plug it into another computer, and read everything. No password needed. It's like putting a lock on your front door but leaving all your windows wide open. The lock works, it's just not protecting what you think it's protecting. Now, this is where it gets interesting. There is a way to actually lock down your files. It's called full disk encryption, and this is different. This takes everything on your hard drive and scrambles it into gibberish. The only way to unscramble it is with the right key, and that key is tied to your password. So now your password isn't just a bouncer, it's the actual key to a safe. And if you don't have the key, you're not getting in. But here's where most people mess up. A lot of computers don't have this turned on by default, especially older Windows machines. So millions of people think their password is protecting them when really it's just keeping their roommate from checking their browser history. Okay, but let's say you do have encryption turned on. Let's say you've got a legitimately strong password, like 20 random characters, letters, numbers, symbols, the whole thing. How long would it take someone to crack that? And the answer is, honestly, maybe never. Like, we're talking longer than the age of the universe if the password is truly random and long enough. Modern encryption is genuinely that strong. It's not movie stuff. The math actually works. A properly encrypted drive with a strong password is essentially a brick to anyone who doesn't have the password, even governments with supercomputers. So wait, if encryption is that good, why do we keep hearing about people getting their data accessed? Because here's the twist. Almost nobody cracks the password. They go around it. Think about it. Cracking a strong password by trying every possible combination is like trying to open a safe by testing every possible number sequence. It's technically possible, but wildly impractical. So instead, they look for the key you left under the doormat. They check if you backed up your password in the cloud. They look at your email account to see if you wrote it down. They check if you used the same password on a website that got hacked. They ask your IT department if they have a recovery key. They politely request or not so politely pressure you to just unlock it yourself. This is what actually happens in investigations. They find another angle. They get a warrant for your cloud backups. They check if your phone's synced with your computer. They look for unencrypted external drives. They see if you logged into accounts that are still open. They analyze other devices you own, because all of those things are way easier than sitting there running password guesses for decades. And in a lot of cases, they just ask or they compel you legally. In some places, you can be required to unlock your device. In others, it's more complicated. But the point is, the password itself isn't usually the bottleneck. The human is. Here's the big realization. Your password strength only matters if two things are true. One, you have full disk encryption turned on, and two, nobody can pressure or trick you into giving up the password and you didn't leave a copy of it somewhere stupid. If either of those things fails, the strength of your password is irrelevant. So let me compare two situations. Person A has a simple password, like their dog's name, but they don't have encryption turned on. Person B has a 20-character random password and full disk encryption enabled. If both laptops get seized, Person A's data is readable almost immediately. Just pull the drive and copy everything. Done in minutes. Person B's laptop? It's a brick. The data is locked. Even with massive computing power, it's not getting cracked in any reasonable time frame. But here's the thing. If Person B wrote their password in a notebook or saved it in their Google account or can be legally compelled to unlock it, then suddenly that unbreakable encryption doesn't matter. The weakest link isn't the math, it's everything around it. So, to answer the original question, how strong is a personal computer password? If you just mean the login screen on a typical computer, it's basically decorative. It stops casual snooping, but nothing else. If you mean an encryption password on a fully encrypted drive, it can be genuinely unbreakable. Assuming it's long and random, nobody's cracking it, not in your lifetime. But in the real world, most access doesn't happen by cracking. It happens by going around, going through backups, going through people, or just going through the unlocked window while everyone's staring at the fancy lock on the door. Your password can be Fort Knox, but if the gates open somewhere else, it doesn't really matter, does it?